You have to be prepared to take any and every opportunity that's presented to you. All right, nothing's just gonna happen. You know, everybody say it's all on you. It is all on you. There's other people that can educate you and help you, but you take these different experiences that you learn that stick with you. I mean, you may not remember a whole lot when you were 4 years old, but there's certain memories, there's certain things. You can use them to either harness you to greatness, or you can use them to kind of just keep you where you're at. And most people are just satisfied with at. There's always a next level. Your definition of greatness and what you want to achieve could be totally different than somebody else's. You know, we always say, no one wants to be first, okay, because they're afraid of the consequences that come with doing something first. Most people, when the game ends or they sign a contract, they exhale. The champions never exhale.
You know, I got an awful lot of good advice from my dad, and he didn't lay it on me. I mean, he just, you know, you picked it up from him, but there was never any of this, you know, do this, do that type of thing at all. But I think he really taught me that it's more important in terms of what's on your inner scorecard than your outer scorecard. I mean, some people get in a position where they're thinking all of the time of what the world's going to think of this or that instead of what they themselves think about it. And if your inner scorecard, if you're comfortable with that, I think you're gonna have a pretty happy life. And I think that people strive too much for the outer scorecard sometimes find that it's a little hollow when they get all through.
I always hated day jobs and stuff, and so I got a day job, and it ended up being pretty good. But admittedly, I was there for 5 years. At a certain point, it was a narcotic. All right, I didn't have to keep pursuing my dreams because, you know, it's not what I want to do, but it's sort of kind of close. And if I didn't have an artist soul burning in me, I could have made myself happy. To anybody else, it would have been a fulfilling life. It wouldn't have been for me because I would have known I would have had something to say that I didn't get a chance to say. But it did put me to sleep for a while. And I've always just thought, I mean, what really got everything kind of truly going for me, you could point out a lot of different things, but the bottom line is the fact that I realized that even the group of people I hung around with, they were all great fellas and great gals. But, you know, it was easy for me to think that I was doing a lot because I was doing more to try to move myself forward than they were. But, you know, that's not, I'm a big fish in a puddle.
Somebody who makes $80,000 a year being a blogger about basketball is like being the 12th man on a team. You made it to the league, but you're not LeBron. You're one of the best basketball players in the world, but nobody knows who you are, kind of thing. Like, there's no shame. As a matter of fact, the practicality of making $80,000 a year being a blogger about basketball because you love it versus making $109,000 a year as a lawyer is a great arbitrage for a lot of people. It's the unlocking happiness. Like, is your life better making $109,000 a year being a lawyer versus making $80,000 a year being a full-time basketball content provider? You know, I don't know people's situations. You may have loans, you may have this, but if you can afford it, I promise you, you're gonna be way happier doing the stuff that you want to do.
We're trying so hard in our lives to fit in. We try to fit into certain groups, certain frats, certain sororities, you know, among certain friends, yet the people we idolize are the ones that stand out. But when you're prepared, there is no fear. There is no fear of failure, okay? Because even if you've walked out of something and you feel like you failed at it, your preparation is so strong that you're gonna take that failure and turn it into the outcome you desire. And most people stop at failure. Okay? We've all failed at things. I'm going to continue to fail at stuff. Right? It's the most powerful tool you can use. But it all depends on how you use it. You know, we talk about it in Relentless. Okay? A scalpel. Okay? In the hands of an individual, it can do unbelievable damage. In the hands of a professional, of a doctor, it saves lives. So it's the same thing with failure. It's how you use it. It's that drive inside of you, okay? It's what we talk about, the dark side. The dark side is filled with failure, but it's the fuel that burns you like something that's never burned inside you before.
I believe who you are is who you spend time with. Yeah, who you spend time with is who you become. Because whoever you spend time with affects your beliefs and your values, and your need for their love, their attention, their significance will affect. If I'm going to play tennis and I play someone worse than I am on a regular basis, I am not going to get better.
Right. So you play magazine.
Yeah, you do that. Even if you play terrible, your skill sets are going to grow significantly because of your desire to connect and to play at that level.
Because I'm only as good as the last delivery that I've done. And that's how everybody needs to think. You can't talk about what you did 5 years ago. You can't talk about the deal that you closed last week. Okay? You can't talk about your sales for last month. Okay? Those things are expected of you. Don't expect to get a pat on back for doing your job.
Another thing that you can do is never, ever complain. When I see people complaining, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, your life is so short. Are you really gonna sit here complaining? Let me put this in perspective, okay? I'm 34. Okay, I'm 34 now. Now, in my 20s, I didn't know that many people that died, okay? As you start to hit 30, people start to die, okay? I had a friend that died last week, okay? People are just gonna start dying, okay? I've also almost died myself a couple times. Who here in this room has almost died before? Put your hands up. Look at that. Look at that crowd. Now, if that many people have almost died, let me be a little morbid and freak you out here. How many people here weren't here to put their hands up? There's probably like little ghosts of people like, I actually did die, like right in this crowd right now. That is going to be you, okay? You are gonna be dead soon enough. So don't waste your time complaining, okay? Don't waste your time complaining. It is a terrible, terrible idea, all right? So basically what you want to do is like never be negative, never complain.
There's so many individuals out there that are so talented in different things that never accomplish anything. Okay, the world is filled with talented people. You know a lot of them yourselves, okay? And they never accomplish anything. With talent has to come preparation, has to come action, has to come development of being able to take those talents, take those skills, continue to develop them, continue to sharpen them physically, continue to sharpen them mentally, because at some point your physical talent is going to diminish as a professional athlete. That's just a fact, okay? But what keeps that competitive edge, what keeps you on top is the ability to think and prepare mentally over and over and over again. The body has limitations, the mind does not. We focus so much on what goes on from the neck down that we forget it all starts from here. Everything starts from there. If you're not mentally ready, you're never really physically prepared. And that's where the preparation starts. I firmly believe that everybody in this room, everybody on this planet has a gift. It's your job to figure out what that gift is. Then it becomes your job to decide whether you're going to act on that or not.
Success does not come from making a few major important decisions correctly, and in fact it's very much the opposite. The truth is, success happens when you make the smallest, seemingly easiest, apparently most insignificant decisions correctly, consistently, every day for a long time. Let me give you an example. If you have a burger today, you won't be unhealthy tomorrow. And in the moment, having one burger won't seem to matter. In fact, it doesn't really matter. And if you have a burger every single day this week, you probably still won't be unhealthy. But in a year's time, after eating a burger every single day, you'll be a burger. And you know, we all make thousands of tiny decisions every single day, and these small decisions seem like they don't matter, but in fact, they are all that matters. And these small decisions compound over time to define who you are right now. And you are, right now, a product of the billions of unimportant, tiny decisions you have made in your life. And this idea is called the slight edge. And right now, when it comes to your health, finances, career, everything, the slight edge is either working for you or against you. And you'll find out in a year. And although it sounds simple to take control of these small, easy decisions, the reality is things that are easy to do are also very easy not to do. And for me, the way to take control is to have a very clear vision of who you want to be 1 year from now, 2 years from now, and ask yourself in the moment, is this decision, browsing Instagram for hours, eating McDonald's, partying, going to move me closer to that person or further away? And you have to have faith that there's something always working in the background for all of us right now that we cannot see.